What's going on, guys? It is Wednesday, November the 16th, and in this video I'm going to be talking about how I caught the biggest runner in the market today on INM. So while today is slow in the market, we managed to still catch the #1 leading gapper today here midday through lunch. And this trade was absolutely spectacular. And if we look at the alert here, I alerted this for entry in the 380s, risking 362 for a move to 420, 450, and 470. Now, as you can see, we got that exact move here, and you see we alerted it on this pullback here in the 380s. And we got to move to our first target here of 420, our target of 2 of 450, and then all of our targets here, 470 hit, above 470 hit. And all of our targets did hit here from 380 all the way to 470 for a 24% gain, all while the market is down and sideways today everywhere. To start things out, always whenever I do look at my scanner here, I do have my scanner over here on the left, which I do use every single day, and I'm always streaming it in the live stream in the server whenever I am trading in the morning from 9 to 11. And I want to briefly go over what I liked here on INM and really clear setup here. And as you know, before I enter anything, I'm always looking at the daily time frame to ensure that I do like the daily time frame. And if I don't like the daily time frame, I'm not going to trade the setup. If I don't like the daily, it's not a valid setup to me, and I'm just not going to touch it. Always what you want to do before you do plan a setup is define your risk. In this case, our risk here was clearly 362, 365, and you can clearly see this level on the daily where you have this candle rejection yesterday off that 365. And then we have this body rejection here on the 26th of October as well, where the body clearly rejected off that 362. And then if we zoom in now on actually the hourly, which is where I liked this setup the most, if we look at the hourly here, you can see a level even clearer. And you can see why I like that 362. We can see this rejection off this yesterday's candle, this rejection back here on the 26th of October. And then we also bounced off this level on the 24th of October as well in the past. And overall, you can just see this clear break over this 200 EMA on the hourly. And we had this nice level that we could risk here off this major volume this morning. Major volume. We use this high volume breakout and caught the low volume pullback for entry like we always do. And like always, we always get this high volume breakout. We look for a low volume pullback, and then we have a nice risk to reward. We got in at 380, risking 365, and we had that nice range back to 420, 450, 470, and all of our targets actually hit here for a really nice play this morning. If the daily is good, then you can look at the shorter time frames and go from there and find your more specific key levels like we did here with 420, 450, 470 psychological levels on this chart for our targets. So fantastic trade here this morning, and that is my first step, is checking the daily. Checking the daily is absolutely crucial. If you can't check the daily, you can't really gauge risk to reward, and there's really no way you can really plan the setup effectively. So that's number one. Number two, look at volume. And if volume is not tradable, if there's no real substantial, tradable, predictable volume or price action, it can't be planned for either. And here you see we did have this high volume move over that key level of 365. So we had a really nice volume and price action here on this setup, and we were able to use that to our advantage. And you see this low volume pullback with this high volume move back up where we were able to scale out of our position and take profit into strength when buyers did come back in. There must be volume, there must be decent risk to reward, and there must be predictable price action. And here our risk from entry was 15 cents, while our reward from entry was at the lowest 40 cents. So from 380 to 420 target was 40 cents, and then after that we had 70 cents and then 90 cents, and our risk again was only 15 cents. So risk to reward here was fantastic from 380, risking that 365. I didn't buy this initial high volume pullback here because we want to wait for confirmation. So we got this bounce off this key level down here. We got this bounce off key level, saw buyers come back in. I entered on this pullback 380, and then once we got that confirmation move back over VWAP, we could raise our stops first to 395, and then once we got more confirmation, you raise your stops to 4. Once you got more confirmation, raise your stops and scale out on the way up. You raise your stops to 410, raise your stops to 415, and you can just keep on raising the stops until you get that move to your target while scaling out on the way up as well, and just managing your risk effectively. And really nice execution here this morning from 380 to over 420. And yeah, so fantastic trade. If you guys have any questions, let me know down below. And join the Discord for tonight's watch list and the rest of today's alerts as well. We have a free trial going on, so be sure to come learn to trade with the team. And I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day.